Hello and welcome back to Makeshift Minis. Today I'm going to be making an enormous earth elemental. I'm going to be making it by casting multiple earth elementals and then using them as parts just like I did with the fire giant. To make the earth elementals I'm going to be using as parts, I fill a silicone mold with plastic goo. I make the goo by soaking styrofoam in acetone. When it cures, I'll have a hard and lightweight plastic mini that I can work with. After leaving it overnight, I demold the mini. The biggest issue with working with styrene is that it leaves a lot of flashing. So using my plastic snips and a hobby knife, I get to work cleaning up the mini. After I'm done with the first one, I cast about a dozen more earth elementals. To make the upper half of the torso, I glue two elementals together. I make the waist after dry fitting with the main body of one of the elementals. After applying superglue, I use my homemade activator to quickly cure it. Using more pieces that I cut off the mini, I make the neck. After gathering more parts, I start dry fitting things I think would work for the thighs. After making the lower legs, I reinforce them with smaller pieces. I don't worry too much about the gaps because I'll fill them in later. I make the head out of two miscast arms and the heads of two of the minis. This smooth surface of the minis' heads make for a good faceplate, and the miscast limbs had air bubbles which work for the eyes. Using more large pieces, I assemble the arms. While I had fun building the arms, I wish I could show you since it's mostly out of frame. Using more plastic, I fill in any gaps between two areas while trying to smooth out transitions. I use my awl and a hand drill to make a hole in the foot so I can mount a wire. Using a small bit of plastic, I fill in the hole I just made and put in a wire, which I then trim. Making the base is relatively simple. I start with a large lid that I cover in big chunks of cork. After covering the base in superglue, I sprinkle on a mixture of ground cork and borax. The borax helps cure the glue rapidly while giving more texture to the base. With everything done, I mount the giant earth elemental to the base. After poking a hole using my awl, I use superglue to secure everything down. After priming the figure, I give it a black base coat. While red was the only primer I had available, it certainly looks interesting. After the base coat dries, I need to add some color. I start by dry brushing a dark brown on the elemental. Unlike fire elementals, earth elementals aren't all that colorful. Dry brushing on tan really helps define any details that were hard to see. For the base, I'm going to be using underpainting. Since the base is already black, I just dry brush on tan. The next color for the base is ivory. With the underpainting finish, I paint on an orange glaze all over the base. It's very vibrant now, but it does tone down as it dries, somewhat. Even though I like the color of the stones and the rocks, the rest of the base needs to be a little bit darker. Using some dark wash, I cover the entire base. With everything else done, I paint the rim black and then I'm finished. After the paint dries, it's on to the glamour shots. Cobbling together a Kitbash figure is a fun experience, especially when you made all the pieces. I'm very happy on how dynamic the pose is. I even managed to get the rocks to have some movement. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Take care, be well, and until next time.